Hey Jackie, Auntie, Jackie, you ready? When the clouds roll.
Imagine a life where you wake up every morning with a clear sense of purpose, unshakable confidence, and living and breathing the thing that you've always desired to do. But somewhere along that journey, you reached a point where you felt stuck. Do I go to the right? Do I go to the left? Do I stop? Do I pivot? Do I shift gears? Well, I want to take a moment to share with you how I'm on this journey of living and being and doing the thing that I believe that I'm called to do. And I hope that my journey or my story empowers you to know that you can become unstuck. I always like to start my conversations off with a quote. So today's quote is: "You are not stuck where you are unless you decide to be." So in this life and on this journey, sometimes we reach a period where we feel like we're stuck. Right now I've been in a period where there was a period where I was just posting on social media constantly, creating YouTubes at least every Tuesday. And for the past 3 weeks, I haven't really been inspired to um to post or to even create any vehicles. And then this morning I got up, or as I was lying in bed, I just began to think about different things as far as my journey. And I said, today I'm going to get up and I'm going to record. Now, the real deal as far as reaching where you want to be is to continue to do what you know you need to do, even when you don't feel like it, even if you don't, when you don't want to. So I'm sharing with you a part of my journey, how I'm getting and beginning to move towards being able to do the thing, even when I don't feel like it, even when I feel stuck, or even when I'm not sure of, you know, what's the next move or how to navigate. But during that process, when I was those 3 weeks, I found myself really being quiet. I found myself really kind of spending, more time with the Lord and just talking to Him and asking Him what it is that He wants out of my life. How does He want me to begin to add value and, do the thing that I believe that He's calling me to do? So I began to kind of sit in that, for a little bit, and I began to let Him know that I recognize that minus Him, I can't do it. It's not something that I can do in and of myself. I let Him know how I was so dependent upon Him to be able to accomplish this. And I've been in, taking many courses and various trainings. And one of the things that I've kind of heard often is that it's a process. And sometimes when we're on our journey to accomplish things, we want people to see the finished product. We want people to see it at perfection. But part of the process and part of the journey is failing. Part of the process and part of the journey is sometimes people seeing our flaws, our bloopers. I can remember even when I started doing videos, I wasn't necessarily comfortable in front of the camera. So there were times when I was like, I felt like I was stumbling over my words, but I continued to do it. I continued to do it. And if you follow me and if you go back and you look at some of my older videos, hopefully you'll be able to see how I begin to grow or how I am growing. So I decided that I would just kind of let you in on that process, of me doing things and me opening myself up to learn, to have mentors, to have coaches, to have people in my life to help guide me, along with the Holy Spirit. So I just want you to be encouraged and to know that it's okay to not put it out there perfect. It's okay, when you don't get it right all the time, but it's part again of the process. It's part of the journey. It's part of me, putting videos out there, and I look at them sometime and I just laugh. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, I'm into graphics, so I love, creating, the look of things. But that's not the only thing that needs to happen. The content has to be great. The content has to be able to impact the lives of others. So it's just being able to have a balance. And I believe that, gifts and talents that God has given us, He wants to use them all. He wants to use them all. The things that we've experienced, the good, the bad, the ugly, he wants to use them all. I've often said it before that it's never bad. You're never losing because when we're going through these things and these stages, we're always learning. We're learning something about ourselves. We're learning something about the situation. We're learning something about people. We're learning something about God. So it is never, ever bad. So don't be afraid to let people in on the journey. You'd be amazed at how you can help and inspire others. They begin to have hope. Well, I saw when she first started out, yeah, she was kind of stumbling over her words, and yeah, her lighting was bad and still is probably a little bit bad. But remember, I'm in the journey. Her audio may not have been perfect, but again, remember, I'm in the journey. So as I begin to develop, begin to get the lighting right, begin to get the sound right, begin to get the thumbnails right, and all the things that's needed to create an amazing video. But part of the journey is to not let that stop you. Continue to do it. Do it as you're growing. Do it as you're navigating and getting the things right. And then when it's perfected, the people who have followed you, they can really be inspired to say, there's hope for me because I saw how she started out. And now I see where she is today. So again, I am learning that it is okay to let people in and see some of those bloopers, to see some of those failures, to see some of those mistakes. It's okay. It's part of the journey. It's part of the process. It's what helps us to grow. It's what helps us to perfect the thing that we're trying to do. Now, we don't want to be loosey-goosey and willy-nilly with it. We definitely, again, want it to be so that it will add value to others. So I pray that as I'm sharing these stories, that it's causing you to think that I can think about times when I failed. I can think about times when I, you know, put something out there and it wasn't the way I wanted it. But the fact that you did it, the fact that you took the step to begin to do it, that is part of the process. And that's how we perfect the thing. Because if we don't put it out there, we don't test it, if people don't like it, then we know not to do that again. But we put something out there and people like it, we know, oh, wow, this really resonates with people. Again, you want to be relevant, especially if you're going to be doing videos, you want it to be relevant. You want it to be something that people can connect with and things of that nature. But again, the first thing is to actually get out there and try. So I'm letting you in on my journey because I'm in that phase right now. I'm in the phase of starting out and just trying. I'm in the phase of perfecting. I'm in the phase of making sure that I get all the things. But my heart's desire is that I'm able to speak things into the lives of others to let them know whatever it is that you desire to be, whatever it is that you desire to do, it's possible. You can do it. Sometimes you're doing it afraid. Sometimes you're doing it shaking in your boots. But again, just get out there and just begin to do it. If I can do this, I know you definitely can do this. If I can do it afraid, so can you. You can do it afraid. So I'm going to continue to share different stories about my journey so that you could see. And I pray that as I continue to share the stories, that you begin to see the growth and you begin to see the change. And it lets you know that it is possible for you. Now, what I learned is I have to do the work. I have to do the self work. I have to be open to developing myself. I have to be open to making sure my mindset is correct, being encouraged and reminded that there's nothing that I can't do, that all things are possible. I have to be open to be around in environments that are going to inspire me and encourage me. I have to, recognize that I need to kind of shout out the negativity and I have to be okay. Some people I'm for and some people I'm not for. And I have to be okay with all of that, but I can't allow it to stop me. So again, I'm encouraging you to do the same. We're not for everybody, but there is a group of people that are waiting just for you. Whatever it is that you have to give, they're waiting on you. So what are you waiting for? It's time for us to begin to move and begin to do the things that we desire to do. So when we talk about living bold, fulfilled, and free, that's what helps us to be able to get there. That's what helps us to be able to do that, to do the things that we are afraid to do the things that, we've been desiring to do, to begin to live as our true self, begin to not be afraid to show people who we really are. For me, I can be very animated. I like to, laugh sometimes. And some people think I'm, serious, because I'm very selective in who I show that side of me. But, the real Jackie, she likes to be animated. She likes to make people laugh. I might not be real good at, no good jokes or anything like that, but I like to bring joy to people's lives. I like to make people smile. I like to encourage. I like to inspire people. I like to let people know that you can do whatever it is that you're desiring to do. I like to let people know that, I can remember when I was working, and I worked with people with intellectual disabilities, and some of the staff that I supervise, you're not going to be always able to do this as far as all the direct care components of the job. We're going to get older, we're not going to have the stamina and energy to be able to do that. So we want to begin to position yourself so that you can still, if you choose to remain in this field, but move and develop so that you don't always have to be at this level. We all have to start there at the ground level, but we don't have to stay there. And it was just so inspiring to be able to encourage, some of the staff, and some of them, they did just that. Some of them, they grew and they became, B-spec. Some of them grew and developed and they became, clinicians. So it was nice to see. And that's the part of me that makes me happy. That's the part of me that makes me want to get up every day, when I know that I'm able to say something and inspire someone to get from where they are to where they're designed to be. So again, I'm going to keep you in on my journey. I hope you're enjoying it. And if you have anything that you want to know about me, or you want to talk to me about, make a comment and let me know. And we'll see if we can make that happen. So until next time, again, continue to be your own BFF, living bold, fulfilled, and free. Take care.